What's up? What's going on, drivers and anybody wanting to learn? Welcome back to the channel. I am Jose, aka Driver Man, reporting to you here from LA. I am a rideshare and delivery driver here in this area, going on 5 years now. And on this channel, we talk about all things having to do with like rideshare and food delivery. Tips for rideshare and food delivery drivers and other kinds of news and useful information. So on to the video. You're all aware of the riots that are going on around the country. LA has imposed certain curfews which have been changing apparently. So last night's curfew, well, the curfew for Saturday night, let's say, was 8 p.m. until I believe it was 6 a.m. Sunday morning. I'm talking about Sunday night now. So Sunday night, it was originally set for the same time, 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. But throughout the night, throughout when I started doing Grubhub and Doordash about 4 o'clock. And then sometime within like an hour and a half, apparently they changed the curfew to 6 p.m. So they pushed it ahead a couple of more hours. And I didn't even realize that until my friend texted me and said, hey, guess what? Are you still working? This was about 6 o'clock. I was like, yeah. He's like, because curfew's at 6 p.m. And I was like, what? No, it's 8 p.m., right? Did they change it? He's like, yeah. And then he says they changed, and then I'm looking in my alerts, and yeah, lo and behold, there was an emergency alert that apparently I missed. I didn't see, I guess, because I'm out there delivering. So, yeah. 6 p.m. was the time. I kept going. There are lots of people still out there, and much like last night, I was like, okay, as long as I'm still getting offers, I might as well keep going and making money. If somebody tells me to go home, I will. Anyhow, 7 o'clock rolls around, and I get the notification from Grubhub. 7:04 p.m. We've logged you off, unavailable because of your market closed at 6 p.m. So, yeah, more hardcore, because of the impending, damage and looting that's, suspected to happen. That's, continued to happen. And yeah, it did happen all throughout Sunday night again. You got Long Beach, it's San Bernardino, Santa Monica got hit especially hard today. So yeah, that's what that was for. I just let it go. I didn't try to log back on like I did last night because we all know how that worked out. It didn't do anything. I didn't get any more offers anyway. So, DoorDash kept going though. I just left DoorDash going, and DoorDash just kept going. Defying the orders. DoorDash, allowing us to just keep going and not listen to curfew, which kind of makes sense because it wasn't really needed. Like up here. I mean, they're sending more and more cops down there. To that LA area, Hollywood area, Santa Monica, Beverly Hills, where they're really needed. So there's nothing really happening, nothing, major happening up in the valley yet, right? Wink, wink. So it kind of makes sense. Maybe DoorDash was aware of this and was like, hey, they're probably not going to be enforcing curfew, up there in the valley, which they weren't, They had restaurants were still open, some closed, but a lot were still open. They had taco trucks. I'm driving by, I'm seeing taco trucks, lines of people still standing out there at 8 o'clock, 8:30. So I just kept going. At one point, I had just done a delivery, and there was a cop SUV, in a driveway, just kind of sitting there, across from where I was parked. So I delivered, and I go, and I'm sitting in my car, and there's this cop SUV, facing me, T-bone style, and I was there for a good maybe 10 minutes, just waiting for another good offer from DoorDash. I wasn't getting one. And but after all, I just I'm just gonna move, because I don't like the fact that there's a cop sitting right there, because I don't know, maybe he will say something to me even though I'm an essential worker. I don't know, maybe I'm exempt, because it does say on this thing, on this notification, hey, you're exempt if you're going to seek emergency medical care, or if you're giving medical care, or if you're obviously a police officer, or if you're going to and from work, which technically I am. I'm going to pick up an order and then deliver it. That's work. Now, when I'm in between, waiting for next order, I'm not really traveling to and from work. I'm kind of just sitting there. So Is that, kind of a gray area, right? And so I don't know. So just to be safe, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna move. So I moved. I drove like a few blocks down the road somewhere else, and saw a stream of police cars actually going down, and then sat there and didn't get anything for like maybe another 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. And then I was thinking of just going home, and then I get a ping, boom, suddenly, and it's like in the direction of going home. Pay wasn't that great, but it was in the direction of going home anyway. And I'm like, okay, since it seems like it's going to slow down, even though this is, not that good a pay, at least, it's taking me in the direction of home to get paid. Screw it. So I went, and it was this like Little Caesars, and there was a lot of people outside waiting, and they had been told like it's an hour wait for them to, when they go in and say, hey, I want this. And I'm like, holy crap. So I won't go in, and I'm like, okay, let me check in with these guys. And I check in with the guy at the counter. I'm like, hey, DoorDash, are you still taking DoorDash orders? I'm here for a DoorDash order. And he's like, yeah, can you show it to me? So I show it to him, and he's like, okay, let me check on that for you. And he says it's about 15 minutes. And then he says that the name will pop up on the little screen here, and then they stick them in that little slot there, which I hate that. I hate Little Caesars, I was kind of like thinking I wouldn't do another Little Caesars one, but since it's, on the way, and it's something, I was like, okay, let's do it. And ended up taking longer than that because apparently their screen works. So maybe it was ready in 15 minutes, but half an hour later, I go in and I talk to him. I'm like, dude, half an hour ago, you told me it was going to be 15 minutes. And he's like, can you show it to me? I show it to him. And lo and behold, he's like, oh, it's right here. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, it's been ready for a while. And he's like, yeah, you're supposed to look on the screen. I was like, yeah, there's no name there, dude. My customer's name is not on that screen. There's somebody named Edward on there, but there's not, this lady's name. And he's like, oh, yeah, we usually like rely on that, and it's supposed to tell you. It's like, well, it didn't. He's like, well, it's ready. I'm like, thanks, dick, because my customer's like texting me. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm still here. I've been waiting, but are they still working? I'm calling, and nobody's answering the phone. I'm like, yeah, they're not answering because there's only like one or two like cashiers up here, and there's lots of people waiting outside. A lot of other restaurants, I guess, are closed right now, so they have to go. So everybody's going here to get some food. Before, they go, inside and I guess hide from the cops or whatever. So, I tell her that, and then I show her, yeah, they're open. Show this picture here of, a girl standing there, and she said, oh, I'm sorry you're dealing with that. Yeah, me too. I've been here like half an hour, maybe more than that. And then I finally got it, showed her the picture of the food, then went, and she was nice enough to give me like $5. So she gave me $5 cash when I got there, when I was setting it down. She was like, oh, I'm so sorry you're having to deal with that. Thank you so much, I appreciate that. So it turned out to, not be so bad. I got some, Uncle Sam free money, right? So, aside from that, though, I didn't make good money tonight. I mean, because I was only on Grubhub for 3 hours. It's not even worth it to like show you what I made because I really didn't make that much. It's 3 hours of Grubhub, and then I did like 2 deliveries with DoorDash after that, and that was it. It just it kind of like died down. I did make something, but it just wasn't that much. But it's just kind of funny that DoorDash kept going, delivering orders. Grubhub shut down, and then DoorDash was, I guess, smarter. I don't know, maybe more aware of what's going on, and they just took the risk. I'm like, oh, well, we're not going to get in trouble if if the drivers are out there, if they get pulled over, whatever. I guess that's their problem. Maybe that's how they view it, like a drug dealer who's peddling, to his pawns, who goes out and sells the drugs for him. Who cares if they get caught? It's not me, right? So kind of a weird analogy, but maybe it's kind of like that, because they can't get sent home or arrested for violating curfew because they're just an app, right? They're behind their little computers. So yeah, maybe that's why they kept going. And, of course, to stick it to Grubhub, they're still, hey, Grubhub's not making money right now. We will continue making money in LA. Screw you. So maybe that's their mentality, kind of smart. DoorDash is, very aggressive and sneaky. They were stealing tips from us for a while. So it's not surprising that they're doing this too. But yeah, they kept on going. I'll show you. This late, 9:39 p.m. Check out this crappy offer. 18 miles for $12. That's not even $1 a mile. It's so funny how much they vary. Like this one's like less than $1 per mile, but then they'll go and they'll send you one that's like $3 to $4 a mile. So it's like funny. It's like they think, oh, do they think that our intelligence level like varies, throughout the night? Like, okay, you'll say no to this one, But, you know, you'll say yes to this one. You know, you say yes to the one that's $3 a mile, but let's throw you one that pays you like 75 cents a mile. And we think that, you know, we'll see if you go for that one too. Let's see if you just get dumb, you know, a little bit later in the night and take that one. And yeah. Seriously. It's so funny. It's like, yeah, do you think I'm getting dumber throughout the night? It doesn't work that way, buddy. But yeah, they were still, you know, in the market, still like, look at that. So you see on this map here, very busy here in the valley where I'm at. North Hollywood, Burbank, and then the, you know, Studio City, Van Nuys, and Sherman Oaks, all red. But below there, where like the main rides are happening, it's all gray. So kind of makes sense, you know. They're not, you know, opening there. They were letting us, you know, go up there where it was safe. So smart, DoorDash, smart. That's what happened tonight. It's still ugly out there. I saw something in Van Nuys, like something burning, so they might be moving up into my area tomorrow. I don't know. Hopefully not. You know, God protect us. God protect the valley, and not let them, you know, decide to start protesting and rioting and ransacking and looting up here, because that will be ugly. But they've already pretty much done a lot of damage down there, so I don't know. It might just be inevitable, but hopefully not. We'll see. Anyhow, guys, you stay safe regardless. Be nice to the restaurant workers while you're out there delivering. And get that money, baby. Boom, boom, boom. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I do videos every week on this topic. Give this video a boom. Or a thumbs up, I should say. Take care.